your leadership journey, your development journey has not always been rosy for you, as it isn't for most people. It's not a straight line. It's
No.
a bit all over the place. But you were talking about a particular thing that was in your mind around your time when you were underwriting at Lloyd's of London. Incredible place and an incredible place to work. But that was just before you sort of joined here. But let's get into that a little bit. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that for me was, and I'm extremely proud of that. Lloyd's is an amazing organisation, and it's got some great people in it. And they do some incredible things. They have the ability, and perhaps I suppose perhaps I should start with just pointing out to people, going back to the clarity. Lloyd's is a facilitator.
Yeah.
So Lloyd's owns the building, sets up the whole market. The individual companies effectively have their own little stalls. They're called boxes because that's the shape they used to be. So
hence the market.
Exactly, very much that market, and it's still very, very much like that. And that for me just meant that in the yacht world, and there weren't many, there probably still aren't, but let's say 10 people doing that sort of thing, probably less. And to move from servicing that market as a broker to moving into working next to my colleague at Brit, to then coming into the main chair and being a leader within that marketplace was, it's a nice ego massage, don't get me wrong. It's lovely, and I absolutely hammed it up with the chalk stripe suits, and I bought myself some jolly nice pens to do the sort of thing. And
always helps.
Well, I think some of it is there was almost, I felt, a requirement to play the role.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've joked before that it felt a bit like getting on the stage, because you were, in one sense, an enormous responsibility, but in another sense, an awful lot of power in terms of those transactions and strategy and those things, which I absolutely, I lapped that up. I really, really enjoyed it. And I would flatter myself that if you spoke to the brokers, they would also have said they liked coming to see me. Yes, of course, we did the business and extremely serious around that, but we had some fun too. So, what was amazing for me at the time, going back to the sporting thing, was that I'd find on a Monday morning that people from literally all over the world were asking me how Eastleigh had got on at the weekend. So again, going back to that human side of things, but certainly with that, particularly the step up from being the number 2 person at one entity to stepping up into the main chair, was actually quite daunting.